everybody. Today is a fantastic day. We finally get to start on the top of this thing and really get into it. Hey everybody, this is Everyman, and this is Everyman's 40K channel. So we're going to do a little free-form camera action. I'm going to show you the setup, and that's what I want to get done here real quick, and then I'll go ahead and actually set up the tripod and all the lights and everything, and we'll get into this. But right now, I just wanted to show you, I went ahead and I parked the cart right over here in the little workstation. This is kind of my man cave or my den of the house. And so I set up my filming and my recording studio and all this kind of stuff in a little corner of this one room. So what we've done is we went ahead and we're going to set up the display board right here. And then over here, as you spin around, there's a corner of the room. And then this here is the table that you guys are most familiar with, where I've been building most of my conversions and my kit bashes and everything right here. So this is basically where the magic happens. So I've kind of cleaned up this station. It had all the tools for all the electronics and all the other stuff that we've been working on over the last couple of weeks. So I've cleaned it up and I'm ready to actually get into the converting and creation process. So I just wanted you to get a look of the setup, so you know, like when I'm building, that this is kind of how I'm going to do it, here to there, right? So as I'm setting up things over here, measuring, cutting, then we're going to go back to the table over here and actually, cut and slice and razor blade and start gluing and stuff and back and forth. So I just wanted to capture this real quick, tell you guys to stay tuned. Happy that all you guys are still here and subscribed, and now is the fun stuff. We're actually going to put some miniatures on the board and really get going. Okay, so let me come back, set this up on a tripod, a little system here so you can see what I'm doing, and I get my hands free so I can start working on this thing. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so everything's ready to go. Cameras and everything's all set up. So the first thing we're gonna do is and I already started this one a little bit just to test, but we're gonna drill two holes. We're gonna drill one here, and then I've marked it all the way back here. 1.25 inches off the edge, 1.25 inches off the edge, and we're gonna use a 1.5 inch hole saw for our 1.5 inch series Dayton speakers, DMA series. Then, after we go ahead, we're going to punch this through so I can get the wires up and running and tagged into the speakers. And the speaker location, once we set it in place here, that's just where we're going to have to deal with it. Then, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with this aqueduct system. The first thing we're going to do with the aqueduct system is we're going to build in a slope. So we're going to go from outlet, obviously, down to return line. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill these two holes. I've got my drill here, and so we're going to get into it. Okay, so I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and I'll let you see down in the hole what we're talking about. All right, so there's one hole. I'll just vacuum that out with the little vacuum. Come over here, same thing. A little bit of cleanup. There's another little hole, and then that 1/4 inch hole is at the bottom, punched all the way through. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of this foam board here. This is just Dollar Tree foam board with the paper. This is 6 millimeters thick, or 6 mil foam board. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this really thick box. This is from the Indomitus box. This is a GW box. It's pretty darn thick. So what we're going to do is, I know this is 3.5, so we're going to cut 3.5 out of this Indomitus box, and then we got a 1-inch ruler here. So I think we're going to go 3.5 by 1 inch, what'll put us right about here, just before this kind of opening that where the bridge is at. So it'll end under the bridge basically, which is actually pretty good. So we're going to cut just a small 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch piece off of this foam board. Then we're going to take, once we get this to size, we're going to put that piece here, and then we're going to go ahead and set up that angle or that slope. Okay, so here's our piece of foam board, 3.5. It's going to go right in there. So all we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, get out the wood glue, as I always like to use wood glue. That's my favorite stuff. We left the paper on. We don't have to remove the paper. We're not concerned about that because we're going to entrap the whole thing. We're going to give it a good coat of glue so that when we push it in here, it'll squeeze out like sealant. Flip it around, and we're going to stick it right in here. Okay, so now the board is going to go in here, right on that. That's all the slope we want. But first what we're going to do is we're going to take our 60 grit emery board, and we're going to shave off, just chamfer or put an edge on this lower piece that's going to be right here on this end, on this far end. So come in here. I think I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to take a popsicle stick, or not a popsicle stick, it's like a tongue depressor. And because, see, that's kind of, over that span. So we're going to slip this under here. So yeah, see, that touched perfect. So they're going to do the same thing, and we're going to right in the middle. Yeah, perfect. Took that right out. Look, perfect. So what we're going to do is we'll put a little bit of weight on this end right here. A little bit of weight right in the middle, not too much. And then after this dries, everything dries, I'm going to come back in. We're going to seal that back piece. And then you'll notice here, there's gaps. Well, I already know how I'm going to take care of those gaps. What we're going to do is we're going to take some more foam board, and we're going to put a liner of foam board right along that edge. About a 1/2 inch strip, 1/2 inch to 3/4, and it's going to look like concrete. So I'm going to go ahead and take it and just line it right all the way down into here underneath the bridge again on both sides. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on this next part right here and the walls. And we're going to start building this thing up, getting it ready so it'll flow. Okay, so let me put some weights on this and then let this dry. I don't want to mess with this anymore tonight. And then in the morning, we'll hit it again. Okay, so now that this has had overnight to dry, this now is very solid. It doesn't warp, doesn't bend. So it's in a really good spot. So what I've done is I've cut two 5/8 inch strips of foam here. And what these are going to do is this is foam board. And what this is going to do is I've stripped the paper off. So now we just have pure foam. So now what this is going to do is this is going to allow me to create the barrier that we talked about. So as I come in here and you see those gaps down inside there, well, now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this and we're just going to put a little pressure and push that up against that wall. And we're going to create a seal. So now what we've got is we've got a non-permeable barrier. So we're going to go ahead. I got to mark this one still. And again, we want everything to run under the bridge and then come to a termination point, because that way we can kind of hide our work under the bridge. Okay, and that's it. So now all I have to do is I'm going to put a couple little wedges to each side to kind of hold that in position, put a little bit of weight on them, and I'm going to let them dry for, a couple hours. Again, this is one of the most important things that we're going to be doing is keeping that water from destroying this board. So this is very important. So it's better to go slow than to go fast. Okay, so after that, we'll start working on the walls once this dries. So on to the next step. Next time I see ya. And 56 custom rivets later, and this is what we have, everybody. So when I left you, I had a lot more work to do. The last time, we departed, I said, hey, I'll be back. So I'm back now, and as you can see, I had to crank this baby out. I'm running out of time. I got to get this thing ready for March, and I don't think I'm going to get there. So for part 6, we've reached another milestone. Huge. Part 5, I believe we flipped it over. Part 6, I got to get the water running. I got to get all this working. So I'll throw in some pictures. Essentially, all this work is Dollar Tree foam board. So this is Dollar Tree foam board, Dollar Tree, right? All this. And then what I did is I'll throw up a picture. Like I said, all I did was take straight pins and I pinned them. So I glued them really good with Elmer's wood glue, pinned these things down to keep them in place. Then on the side here, what we did is we went ahead and we used some kind of cardboard paper. It's like poster board. Let me grab a piece of it right over here behind the camera. This is what we did here. And this is just like regular old poster board. It's some type of backing for a couch, or I don't know what it is. I don't know where I got it. But basically we slathered this with a ton of glue and we laid it in here like this. And that's all we did. Again, I'll try to give you some pictures. You'll be able to see it. Then, just like we do with our orcs, we cut these. These are going to be steel. These are going to be steel and rusted. And then we went ahead and we did round rivets this time, not the square orc rivets, but we went with imperial round rivets. So I said this is a milestone. So underneath, I've got all the speakers, I've got everything working. Got the bass box working. I've ran the series, I've ran everything. The only thing we don't have is the LEDs yet. So sound system works, speakers work, everything works, and the water flows. So today, I'm going to show you the water, and we're going to close this baby out. Here we go. So again, I recommend if you're going to do electrical work, grab one of these. We're going to turn this baby on. Now, the pump works off of 3 volts. So go ahead and watch, and you're going to see it. And here's my 3-volt rail right here. And as soon as we hook this up, it's going to start running. So here we go. Can you see it there? A little bit hard to see, but it's working. Coming through. So what I've done is I put a little bit of rocks here to get it to go this way. For some reason, it likes to run down this side. So in order to help it, I kicked it over this way. Then it's coming back. So a little bit further down in this area here, we're going to do some more of this kind of rocky, back and forth kind of thing. And we're just going to direct the water. So we're going to put another little something here to kind of kick it over more. Maybe another pebble or 2 here, and that should be it. But as long as we can get it to run down, it's all sealed up. And as you can tell, our return line is working like it's supposed to be working. So we're good to go, everybody. Another milestone. So part 7 is going to be the bridge, the road and the bridge. I got to get everything done. I got to get me a road. I got to get me a bridge. Then we can actually start building the buildings, putting the terrain, putting the miniatures down. But I got to get the bridge built and the road. That's next. So stay tuned for part 7. Part 7, we're hit the table, and we're going to do some bridge work. So if you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, hit that like button, and please give me a comment. I love the comments. I love hearing any ideas you have, or just some inspiration or encouragement to keep the channel going. Also, go ahead and share me on all your social medias, your Discords, Facebooks, everything, Instagrams. And like we always say on the channel, everybody, may all your dice rolls come up 6s unless you're looking for that 1. Peace out.